My name's Peter Howell. I'm the Chair of Trustees at AVOW. From a trustee point of view, success looks slightly different to the operational side. The operational side, success is fairly obvious to the local community. From a trustee point of view, we are a little bit behind the scenes, making sure that everything works well. But I think from a trustee point of view, the fact that I think we've upped our game a little bit over the last couple of years, and that's basically because we've had to up our game. But the fact that we've looked at things like all the policies that an organisation needs. I mean, we've got loads of policies. Again, just proactively looking at those policies, which policies are mandatory, which ones are important, which ones are out of date. I mean, policies come in and out of date quite regularly. So the fact that we've got a handle on that now, making sure that we haven't just got policies for policy's sake. We can actually hand on heart say that we're reviewing them on a regular basis and they're relevant to the day-to-day work of AVOW. The other thing as well is, again, taking our role as trustees probably more seriously. We've set up quite a few task and finish groups. So rather than things go on and on for months and months and from meeting to meeting, we've tried to cut down that time span by setting up task and finish groups. So, for example, about the building, for example, I mean, AVOW is a great building. It's got a lot of history, but obviously old buildings have inherent problems. So the fact that we're taking that seriously with a task and finish group, and we're not afraid to get outside consultants to come in and help us with that kind of project, because obviously we as trustees haven't got experience about how to renovate old buildings or how to change things or upgrade fire exits. That's not our forte. So like I said, we're not afraid to get outside help to make sure that we achieve those kind of projects. In terms of the benefits of being a trustee, I'd say there's many. Most trustees are volunteers, so we don't get paid for being a trustee. We don't get any kind of bonuses or anything, where it's purely voluntary. And again, I'm sure some people probably think, well, why should I do that if I'm not going to get anything for it? But I think the anything isn't just money. It isn't just, it is the satisfaction that you're putting something into an organisation, and at the end of the year, you can see the impact that organisation has had on the local community. I mean, we touch so many local organisations, KICs, charities, in all different ways. And if we weren't there, I think the best way I've tried to describe it to somebody is that if there were no trustees, there'd be no AVOW. Simple as that. But if there was no AVOW, the gap that would leave in the Wrexham community would be absolutely massive. So again, it does come down to that need to be satisfied in other ways, apart from just, I worked for 40 odd years kind of thing. I've got paid for it. And since I'm retired, I've become a trustee. I do lots of stuff voluntary, and it just seemed the right thing to do. It's your way of putting something back into the community without necessarily taking anything out of it as well. The benefits are massive in terms of self-satisfaction. I mean, all the trustees are voluntary within AVOW. None of us get paid. So we do it for the love of it, I suppose, in a way. And it's just that satisfaction most of us have probably worked for many, many years locally or outside of Wrexham. But I think it's the opportunity to put something back into your local community. That to me is the big thing. And although a lot of people would probably shy away from it because it is voluntary, and most people will say, I'm too busy to do it. But to be honest, it's a case of finding time to do what needs to be done. And again, it's just understanding how important the trustee board is to an organisation like AVOW. Like I said before about the governance and the financial aspects, without the trustees, AVOW wouldn't be able to function. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I think the self-satisfaction of putting something back as a volunteer at any level is fantastic. And it's not about recognition, it's not about pay, it's about knowing that you're doing something positive to help an organisation like AVOW, to help so many other organisations and charities in Wrexham to function on a day-to-day basis. I'd say we're always looking for new trustees, to be honest. We're always looking for people with different skill sets. And on a regular basis, we've started doing skill gap analysis, just to show where we're lacking in those kind of governance, financial type skills that we need to be trustees. So I'd say we're always recruiting, but I think there's definitely some worth in every now and again doing a proper recruitment drive, going out to the public, to the community and saying, look, we're AVOW, we're this great organisation that everybody has heard about. Would you like to come and join us? And if you've got these specific skills that we've identified from our skill gap analysis, even better. That's fantastic. So yeah, I think the two work well hand in hand. So if anybody is interested, don't be afraid to contact us and we can have a chat about becoming a trustee. But don't be surprised if in another 12 months or so you see a nice recruitment pack and adverts out looking for trustees for AVOW as well.